can no longer spy on me. Yeah. Anyway, I thought I'd do a quick video and a tutorial on, as I'm sure I'm not the only hillbilly redneck that lives out in the middle of nowhere that doesn't like tracking devices, you know. I recently acquired this 2019 Chevy Silverado, and of course when you get a newer vehicle like this, you automatically get this OnStar crap. Well, I don't like that, and I've been doing a lot of reading and research on the internet trying to figure out how to safely disable that without disabling the rest of the truck or hurting something. And if I decide to resell the truck, I can hook it back up again. You know, there's no cutting wires or anything like that, and it's actually very simple to do. All you need is a flat screwdriver or one of these things to pull this plastic outer ring off here. And of course you probably want to take a cloth or a rag so you don't scratch the plastic as you're gently prying this ring off. It's just held on by clips. You know, you just go all the way around and gently pry that ring off. And the next thing you'll need is a 7mm socket, and that's to take 4 screws out to pull the whole radio out, this whole display panel. And right behind that display panel, which you'll see shortly, is where the OnStar computer spy box is hidden. And all I do is unhook the antennas and I hook the power cord to it, which I'll explain shortly. So let me get this panel off and we'll go from there. I guess the hardest part is getting it started. Like I say, if you just pick a corner here, and once you get it started, I usually switch to my fingers, because then you're not so apt to scratch it. And it does pull kind of hard, but if you get your fingers behind it just right, you're better off with 2 fingers. It's hard to do with camera in my hand, but if you get your fingers behind it and just gently tug all the way around, it will pop eventually. But you just got to be, you know, be firm and be steady, but don't get too aggressive. But it does pull off pretty hard. I just can't do it with one hand. But you get the idea. But yeah, this whole outer trim ring has to come off first. I already got the one corner to pop out. But it does pop out fairly hard, so be aware of that. There, now that I had 2 hands free, yeah, you just want to get your fingers in there, and if you look, you see there's just little metal clips that just pop into a slot. You get your fingers in there just right, it'll pop right out. You just gently go all the way around the perimeter, and you can see I got this whole ring off now. And once you got that off, there's hold on here a minute. There's in each lower corner, there's 2 wires that appear to be going to nothing. I don't know what, you know, because when you unplug them, it's just holding a wire. I'm assuming what them 2 wires are for is in case, I'm assuming it's probably for an accessory or something that you add on to the corners there, or some kind of extra accessory that you can add on later. I have no idea what them 2 wires are for, but they don't seem to be connected to anything. And once you get that out, the whole trim ring just comes right off. I'll just set that aside. And now there's that's where the 7mm socket comes into play. There's 4 altogether. 1, 2, 3, and there's basically one in each corner. You take them out with your 7mm socket. They come out fairly easy, no problems there. And once you got them 4 corner bolts out, there's 2 more metal clips on each side. It pulls out fairly hard. You do got to give it a little bit of force, but it does pop out. You just grab it on each side There she popped. Oh, hold on here. I don't want it to fall on the floor. And just very gently, just kind of let it hang there. It'll stay. These wires are strong enough to hold it. Just kind of let it hang there for a second. And if you look in here, I already disabled mine. This top box, this is your radio up here. You can see this is the radio antenna. Then this antenna is for XM radio if you got the XM radio service. So this top one is your radio. Then right below that, this box here, this is your OnStar navigation box. And I didn't want any of that crap. I didn't want navigation, no tracking, none of that. So what I did was I unhooked both antennas. I assume one is for GPS and the other one is for communicating with OnStar. And I didn't want either one. So yeah, be aware that when you unhook this, you will lose your onboard navigation also, which I don't need. So if you just unhook these two antennas right here, that'll stop it from communicating at all. And even after I disconnected that, I still had a red light on my mirror up here. And if you press the button, you'd still get that annoying woman voice that, hello, welcome to OnStar, blah, 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 calling. And I thought, you know what, I want this sucker completely disabled. So what I did is I unplugged this cable here, and that seemed to take care of everything. This is now completely dead. I get no OnStar baloney at all. And what's nice about this is I can easily just plug this back in and hook the two antennas up, and it's back to the way it was when I bought it before. So after you do all that, you unhook that wiring harness and then two antennas. That completely, from what I found reading and researching and from my own experience, this completely disables the OnStar security and navigation system, so they can no longer keep track of your data and all that monkey crap. So that's what I learned so far. So let me put this dash back together, and then I'll show you that the truck still runs fine, and just minus the OnStar baloney. Okay, yeah, anyway, yeah, you get your 4 bolts back in, and then pop your put your 2 fake wires back into their little slots and pop your trim ring back in, and it's all good as new. And yeah, like I said, and I couldn't notice anything. It all seems to be, you don't get no service engine lights or anything like that come on. The radio still works okay, no problems there. Like I say, the only thing you lose is you lose your Wi-Fi and your OnStar, and you can push your buttons, and there's no more annoying woman. OnStar, do you want to make a phone call? Blah, blah, blah. So it's all old school. Back to just a regular truck. So we're all good to go. So hope this helps anybody else out if they want to do the same thing. Bye. Oh, there was one more thing I did notice. Being the navigation system is disabled, you will lose your compass. I did notice that. So you won't be able to see north, south, east, west anymore. But other than that, it drives like it's supposed to, no issues. So that's the only other thing that I noticed is you do lose but that's part of the nav system. You still keep your temp gauge and all that. CD player still works. USB port still works. I got a thumb drive and one of so you still got your media, all that stuff. And I do believe that even your XM will still work. I don't have XM, but you still have that service if you still desire that. So anyway, that's all.